The 948th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Heidi ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 948 of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Dr. Green Thumb in the Discord, who wants us, Gumby and I, take our hats off, shave our beards, get damn haircuts because he watches our show for the sex appeal. So, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. You watching us, first of all, is your first mistake. But thank you for coming to the show, everyone. Thank you for suffering through what we look like. I am the baseball hater, Jeff Fox. That is Daniel Gumby Vreeland. We got some LFA to cover today. Yesterday, we did a very big Brave show. If you have not watched and or listened to that, make sure you check that one out. Tomorrow, we got a big Fury show. LFA is in the middle. So LFA 221, Clark versus Consuli. We got a Canadian defending her belt in the main event. So that's always a good thing. In Brazil, though, on enemy turf against a Brazilian.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think it just has to do with the fact that like most of the contenders in that division, and actually most of LFA's women's divisions, most of the contenders tend to be Brazilian women. And so like I think this is an opportunity for them to be like, well, we're going to Brazil anyway. We'll put a women's title fight on the line, and if she happens to lose it, it won't have to leave the country. And I think that's their thought process.
And they're all nicknamed Rhonda. More than one. at least half of them are nicknamed Rhonda because she's such a popular person in the MMA sphere. Such a lovely.
She's popular again right now. She did an interview with Bert Kreischer, so yeah.
She definitely knows how to get her name in the news at the very least. So that's LFA 221. We should probably dive into it after I remind you that the NFL, NBA, college football, and NHL are all live. And we got podcasts giving out free picks for everything. Subscribe to the SGPN feed to catch every episode wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so LFA 221 is Clark versus Consuli, Brasília is where it's taking place in the Ginásio Nelson in Brasília. 14 fights. We're breaking down the top 5 that Gummy wants to break down. Then we got lots to choose from for the lightning round. So it's taking place Friday, 9 p.m. So you can watch Brave. It'll lead you right into this. Brave starts at 1 p.m. Eastern that time. So perfect. All right, what are we don't have odds yet. LFA odds are widely available, so you'll be able to get it over at MyBookie and or wherever else you make your bets at. We're going to kick things off with, once I scroll down to it, Richard Martins. He is from Brazil. Argemiro Delmandes. He's from Brazil as well. They're fighting at welterweight, 173 5-minute rounds. Delmandes, the missionary, 18-9 with 18 knockouts. He's been knocked out 6 times, submitted twice, so he owes his rounds. That means 0-1 in LFA. He's won 3 straight, 9 of 10. His past 3 wins, all via TKO. He's not fought since May of 2024. He last lost a fight May 2023. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. He has fought at 185 before 2011 pro MMA debut. Martins, 9-1, 7 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. 4-0 in LFA. It's part of a 8-fight winning streak, 3 straight via TKO. He's not fought since last November, a little less than a year by the time he steps into the cage. He's not lost since August 2019. He went 0-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. That just happened, actually, though, right? So
so he is actually kind of coming up with a loss and did fight this past summer. So
yeah, but it's tough. It doesn't really count. 2 rounds too, right? So there you go. He's fought at 155, 9 years younger than Delmandes.
Yeah, and that loss was to the champ, to Daniil Donchenko, who in the very first fight of the show, it opened it all up. So like he was like fighting super quick. I have to think Martin's, being that he's got a better record, coming off the Ultimate Fighter, all that kind of stuff. I have to imagine he's the favorite here. I'm going to say I wrote down -275. The more I think about it, the more I think it might be higher. But I'm going to go Richard Martins here. He's got a really nice low kick, really nice combos, slips well, nice KO power. He does get body lock takedowns when he needs them. Didn't get him on Donchenko, but like Donchenko is kind of tough too, especially in the clinch. So like, you know, I like his game. It's well-rounded. And then when you watch Delmandes, like, he comes out in a very technical striking stance. He looks very good on his feet in the opening moments of just about every fight. And then he gets pissed. And he starts winging stuff in like the wildest way. Like you can tell he's an emotional fighter, and he's also like so physically strong that I think sometimes he just like decides to hulk up. Like his takedowns look like they lack the technical know-how, but I don't know that it's because he doesn't have the technical know-how. I feel like more it's because he's just like gets in a mindset that he's got to get something back, or he's got to go do something back. And I think that that's a really problematic mindset to have when you fight Richard Martins, because Richard Martins does slip wild punches so well and like lights people up because of them. So like you have to be on your like basically your technical best behavior when you're fighting Richard Martins, and Delmandes just does not do that. So I'm gonna go Richard Martins here. My guess is a pretty sizable favorite.
All right, Richard Martins, mark it down. We are going down now to flyweight. Lucas Gouveia, Brazil. Gian Sevalho, he is from Brazil as well. Sevalho, we'll tell you about first. Selvagem, Savage is what that translates to. He's 7-1, 4 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished yet. He owes his rounds. He's stepping in here on short notice, I believe. I don't know how long it was since this fight, since he stepped into this fight, but he's not the original opponent. And this is his debut in LFA as well. He's coming off a loss in his last fight, his first career loss, but he has multiple region championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He's fought at 135 and 145. He's 9 years younger than Gouveia. He's 3 inches taller. Bukau is Gouveia's nickname. 6-0, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions, 1-0 in LFA. TKO win in his last bout. He's a regional champion as well.
I guess Gouveia is going to be the favorite. Probably not that much, though, because Sevalho does have a pretty good record. The loss recently should make him a dog, plus like the short notice aspect of it all. I'll say like -220, like a plus 190-ish for Sevalho. And I'm going to go underdog here. I watched Gian Sevalho in a couple of fights, and I really liked what I saw. He's got a nice double leg, although he does not have much in terms of like top control. Like I think he struggles in holding his opponents down, but like it's a nice like mix it up kind of moment to keep people on their heels and to keep his striking going. He's got really nice pressure. He does back up in a straight line sometimes when he's being pressured, which I don't love about it. But like really, in order for Gouveia to catch you, Gouveia is kind of like a eat one to give one kind of guy. And it's worked really well for him because he's got a halfway decent chin and winds up landing some like really big counters. Like he's got crazy knockout power for a flyweight. But I think he's kind of like upright and kind of hittable. And the fact that he is so upright when he strikes, I know is for him so that he's ready to throw those counters and he could basically just like sit into him. But like, it's also kind of a problem in terms of fighting a guy who's got a good double leg. And I think if Sevalho uses that double leg early to just like let Gouveia know that it's there, just, like let him fear what he's doing on the mat. Like, I think it'll mess up the striking game of Gouveia, which relies on like kind of trying to get somebody to party with him on the feet. And like, I could see Sevalho like hitting him once and then shooting the double and like basically keeping him from feeling like he's ready to throw caution to the wind. So I'm going to go Gian Sevalho. I was pleasantly surprised with how good he looked.
All right, excellent. Lock it in. And what did I mark down the line?
I said almost plus 200.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. All right, before we get you some more winning plays, we are brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet in football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out the LFA 221 lines over there. And when you do head to MyBookie.ag, use our promo code MMASGPN. That way you get 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. So that's MyBookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. And NoVig. We're also brought to you by NoVig, NoVig, all one word. NoVig is America's #1 sports prediction market. NoVig, you're getting the best prices. They have reduced juice on bets. NoVig is available in 35 plus states. Download the NoVig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code and only our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with NoVig, promo code SGPN. Let's move on up the fight card as we do. We're going to 145 now. Luan, Pedroso, Diogo, Sotero. They are both from Brazil. 145, 3 5-minute rounds. Sotero is El Campeón, the champion. 16-6, 6 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted once. This is his LFA debut. He's won 7 straight, 2 straight via finish. and 9 of his last 10. He's not lost since June 2019. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. He's fight at 135 at 155, 2013 pro MMA debut. 0-2 as a pro kickboxer, 5 inches taller than Pedroso. Girona, 11-4, 4 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice. 2-0 in LFA. He's won 4 straight and 5 of 7. He last lost a fight April 2023. He used to fight at 135 as well. He's 3 years younger than Sotero. Sotero, right.
So I think Pedroso is going to be the favorite. We'll probably stay in the 100s on this one, though. Like 185, maybe like a plus 160, plus 150 return on Sotero. And I'm going to go in on another dog here. I like Diogo Sotero. You mentioned the height, it being a big difference here. He's a massive dude for featherweight. But not only is he big, like in terms of being tall, but he's also got a lot of size to him. Like he's kind of got that. Not that I want to bring up another person from this past weekend, but like he's kind of got that Phil Rowe build where you're like, how is he doing this at this weight? Like, how does he keep making this weight class? He's so damn big. And then, as you mentioned with Pedroso, like, not only is he going to be 5 inches shorter, but he also fights from this, like, hunched over striking stance. Like, I think I've drawn comparisons in the past to people who fight like that to, like Keith Jardine and stuff like that. He's kind of got that, like, his shoulders are hunched forward. And as a result, his hands kind of get far away from his face. I think it's just because it's like so awkward to both be hunched over like that and protecting your face the right way. And Sotero, if you watch him too, like not only is he massive, but he fights, maybe Phil Rowe was the wrong comp. Maybe like Michel Pereira when he was making 170 all the time. Because he's like, he throws like Pereira too. Like he's really long. He likes the real showy, hands down, big 1-2, with it, then like throws his hands up in the air to kind of like, haha, I got you kind of moments. And so like, first of all, funny as hell to watch. I was watching his highlights and I was like, man, I'm already in on this guy. I don't even know who he's fighting yet, but then, watching Pedroso, like a guy who hunches over and like doesn't have a good sense of range. Like that's the perfect guy for Sotero to fight. And then like I was thinking like, okay, well, haven't really seen Sotero defend takedowns or, don't really see him getting forced to grapple in a lot of his fights. But like Pedroso's like kind of got questionable grappling in his own right. Like I've seen him being in grappling exchanges and it seems like, similar to his striking. So kind of he like throws the fundamentals to the window and like it's not that he's not like losing out on any of these positions now, but it feels like as soon as he steps up in competition, you're like, oh, that'll stop working. And that won't keep working. And same with this like hunched over boxing stance. Like you're like, it's working now. Will it continue working? I think there's a big question mark there. So I like Luan Pedroso here against Diogo Sotero rather against Luan Pedroso, and I think we're gonna get some dog money on it too. So give me Sotero.
Yeah, Sotero's 6'1", 145 pounds.
That's freaking, and he's not small either. Like he's not built like Kendall Grove was. You know what I mean? He's like. He's more in that like question mark, like how the hell are you making this?
Yeah. Well, how is he? We have to find that out somehow. All right. Co-main event is Reginaldo Jr. versus Natan Mota. They're fighting 3 5-minute rounds at welterweight, 170. Mota is Africano, 8-3, 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted twice. He owes his rounds. This is his LFA debut. He's done 3 of 4 and 3 of 6. Submission win in his last bout. He's fought at 145, 155, and 185. He's an inch taller than Junior. Junior is the beast. 10-1, 4 knockouts, 4 submissions. Never been finished in a fight. 4-1 in LFA. He's won 4 straight. TKO win in his last bout. He last lost a fight March 2023. He used to fight at middleweight. 1-0 as a pro kickboxer.
So my guess is Junior like -500. This is a classic. We're going to Brazil. We have a prospect we like, one-sided beatdown kind of fight. I think they like Reginaldo Jr. They found a Natan Mota to beat on. I watched Mota's film. Like, yeah, I guess the record's good enough for him to be here, but like the film isn't. Real spotty takedown defense. He's one of those guys who like. Somebody's taking him down against the cage. He's going to like reach for a Kimura. He's not going to be close to it. And he's going to give up the takedown because he reached for it. Jump Gilly when he doesn't even remotely come close to having it. Has the positioning to like pull the head up to get somebody off of his hips, but puts in like a weakly attempted ninja choke instead. Like, I just think like Mota is I think Mota thinks he's a lot closer to finishing people than he actually is all the time, particularly with his submission game. And Junior just like, I mean, first of all, great pressure, backs people up really well. I do think he could be a little bit better at cutting the cage off. He is a guy who I think has had a little bit of trouble in the past chasing people rather than cutting the cage off, which I think he's got to work on. But like, you know, here against Mota's a guy who gets backed up really easily. So I think like he's going to back him up and tee off on him. Junior's also one of those guys who, when he hurts you on the feet for some reason, inexplicably shoots a takedown no matter what.
Oh, I love that.
It's like a huge bummer, right, in the first place. Yeah. But I also think like in this fight, like there's probably not a harm into it. Like he's probably gonna hurt Mota on the feet, and then he's gonna get to show off what he does on the mat too. Because like again, Mota thinks he's in on submissions, and he's just not. He's not, and he won't be close on Junior here, who will probably hit like, you know, he'll probably land some like gnarly 1-2s, have him woozy, and hit like a high ankle takedown before he gets like whatever ground and pound, you know, arm triangle finish or whatever he needs to do on the mat. So yeah, Reginaldo Jr. here is clearly the pick for me. But my guess is that line is going to be pretty high and out of control.
All right. Before we get to more plays, let me tell you about Underdog. Underdog is your home for pick'em entries where you win up to 5,000 times, 5,000 times your entry. Gumby's got a winning play for you right now.
Sure. We got the Rockets and the Mavericks in an all Texas showdown here on Monday. I'm going to take Alperen Sengun. I'm going to take his PRA on the over. He is actually surprisingly, you know what he's been doing a lot of lately? I don't know how much Rockets basketball you ever watch, but he's been putting up a very odd amount of assists. I think he had 9 on Saturday night, which was pretty wild. He was 1 assist away from a triple double. He's just putting up like right now. So with as much as he's filling up, the higher than on Alperen Sengun's PRA.
All right, he's got Durant to pass to now. So there you go. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. And we are brought to you by Rhythm. That's spelled RATHMM. Rhythm is crushing it in college football, NFL, and now just added the NBA. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Now, Gumby's going to give you another play.
Yeah, you mentioned the NBA. Nobody better to bet against right now than the Brooklyn Nets. They're awful. There's no signs that they'll ever get better. Even the rookie who I was kind of excited about on their team, he's hurt and banged up and not putting up numbers. So I'll take the Timberwolves to blow them straight out of the water here on Monday night.
All right. Check it out if Rhythm agrees with Gumby. You can do it by using our promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RATHMM, use promo code SGPN25. All right, main event is for the LFA Women's Flyweight Championship. The champ, Shannon Clark, versus the challenger, Beatriz Consuli. Canada versus Brazil, 5-minute rounds. The challenger, you can call her Bia Consuli, 6-0 with 1 knockout, 5-0 in LFA. TKO came in her last bout. She's 8 years younger than Clark. Clark is the MMA Barbie, 6-1, 3 knockouts, 1 submission. She's been knocked out once. She's 3-0 in LFA. She's a champ. She's successfully defended her title once already. She did win her last bout. She went 0-1 in Contender Series. Before that, regional champion, used to fight at 135.
Yeah, so this one's a really hard one for me to wrap my head around in terms of a line. On one hand, Clark was on Contender Series. However, that Contender Series fight went not badly. It went horrifically. It was as bad as it could have possibly gone. She got knocked out in a way that they make memes about it. And like, that's a bummer because she's so talented. But like, I don't know how that affects odds, right? Because as I've said before on these local shows, typically you get somebody who's been on Contender Series like that is automatically pencil them in as a favorite, right? Like that's what's going to happen. But instead, like she kind of had a bad showing there. And also like we usually, call the incumbent champion, like, okay, pencil her in as a decent favorite no matter what. Yeah. But now we have like an undefeated Brazilian fighting in Brazil who's kind of got some like hype around her too. Like people seem to like Consuli. And so like, I don't know what we're going to do about this line. Like I'm just going to, at the end of the day, just say, I'll break this one down as a pick 'em. Cause typically all those factors would point to Clark being a favorite, but I've got the weirdest feeling the books are going to like Consuli. I don't know if just like people hate on Shannon Clark, after the fact, but like, I mean, these two, if you want to do some MMA math, they both fought Tiane Lopez. Beatriz Consuli beat her by a pretty clear decision. Like, she beat her up pretty good. Shannon Clark tapped her out and made her pee in the cage. And like that, to me, is a better win. You don't see too much of that out there anymore. But like, so if this is a pick'em, a true pick'em, I think I'm going to go Shannon Clark. I'm going to go with the Canadian. I think the big piece for me is that like Consuli does look good with her like jab. Like, she does a good job of like establishing the jab early and keeping some range and all that kind of stuff. But like, I don't think she deals well with like somebody pressuring her as much as I know Shannon Clark will. And I went to go write notes on Shannon Clark too. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you look over here at my notes, I've got Shannon Clark. I've got her name circled, and underneath her, the only note I have, it just says finds a way. Like, and that's really, that's not to discredit the great thing she does. She clearly has grappling chops. She clearly got striking chops, but like, her will is just like her biggest weapon. Like, watch that Cheyenne Bowers fight, right? She beat Cheyenne Bowers to unify the titles, and she just like marched forward and just like believed that her next right hand would land, and she grinded against the cage and just like worked her way through. I mean, same thing with I mentioned the Tiane Lopez fight and the bulldog choke that put her to sleep. Like, in that fight, again, weird scramble, just grabbed a hold and is like so damn strong and so damn technical with once she put something in that she just slept her. So, I think Shannon Clark, just like a little bit more will, a little bit more pressure, a little bit more grind. And I think that's going to be hard for Consuli. So, give me Shannon Clark here.
It'll be interesting to see where the line opens up for her fight, though. Let's see what topologists say. 84% Consuli. Woo.
84% on Consuli?
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you might get a good line here.
I also know that you don't listen to me when I do breakdowns, but I was really hoping to get more of a rise to you when I brought up that girl passed out and and peed in the cage. And you mentioned you completely no-sold it.
Kids, I was reading something about the possible MMA gambling scandal.
Oh no, don't
tell me down the pipes. So yeah,
we can talk about that. We can talk about that in between shows, please.
Yeah, no, there's no reliable sources, so I'm not talking.
Oh, okay, good.
But yeah, good. People falling down and peeing is always fun, right? Let's recap. He's got Clark. He's got Junior. He's got Sotero. He has got Sevalho. He's got Martins, and he's got some later round plays up and Boom Pow.
Yeah, I got two for you. First one I'm going to take is Pedro Victor Souza, 2-0 as a pro, going to be fighting another 2-0 guy. But I looked at his amateur record. It is impressive. I even caught a couple of his amateur fights. I wanted to like point out something I really liked about him, but like couldn't settle on one. Like I think he's just like, especially for a 2-0 Brazilian regional, just like very well rounded. So that's Pedro Victor Souza. Keep an eye on him. He'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully that's one of the televised prelims on YouTube, because I know sometimes on these Brazilian ones we don't get all the prelims. And then another one who I could not be higher on. In fact, I might be higher on her than just about anybody we talked about, and that's Romana Toscanelli. Romana Toscanelli is she's again a Brazilian prospect, 5-0. Her grappling top game is like really, really, really heavy. She's, I think a lot of times we see these like Brazilian women with like really strong jiu-jitsu, and they're like, they got good back takes, they do a rear naked choke, and you see them bust out her arm bar once in a while, and they've just got like very standard Brazilian style Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Toscanelli like brings like almost like an American wrestling style to it. Like, she's got a lot of like head and arm chokes and like a lot of like, that Brock Lesnar, Shane Carwin style, like brute force kind of grappling, which I find incredibly fun and also like incredibly rare in women's MMA. So like I was like, that's going to continue to play really well as she catapults herself up through the rankings and hopefully getting a shot at a bigger show. So once again, those picks are Pedro Victor Souza and Romana Toscanelli.
All right, you are set. A couple of fun names there as well. We're in the Discord, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Discord. We're on the old Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gummy Reelin. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. Of course, YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. Check out my Substack. Enter my UFC Pick'em contest at moneymma.substack.com. Gummy has another podcast. It's called Top Turtle. He has people on it every week that are interesting. Who are the people this week?
Yeah, so we just talked about a whole bunch of Brazilians, but I'm going to talk about another one. Max Jimenez is making his UFC debut on Saturday in the Apex, so we'll be breaking down his fight on Wednesday, I believe. But before that, I'm talking to him on that podcast, and then we're breaking down Sean King's fight at Fury FC tomorrow on that episode, so you can check that out, but you can also check out my interview with King himself. So that's Sean King, Max Jimenez.
Top Turtle, wherever you get your podcasts. And we're at sportsgamblingpockets.com, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store, sportsgamblingpockets.com/Patreon. Gummy's going to bid you farewell this time.
All right, I'm David Gumby Freeland. He's MMA Barbie Jeff Fox, and we will see you tomorrow.